Good day, Junior Tickies. I'm Mrs. Brimacombe. We're going to look now at activity 5. In this activity, I'm going to break this video up in two different parts. The first part is to record the transactions in the correct journals, and then the second part is to complete the transactions on the accounting equation. So if we start with the first part of this video, you are provided with the information from Prime Drive Mechanics for April 2024. The business is owned by Ronald Goodman. First, sorting out all the transactions. So we're going to look at all the list of transactions that was given and decide which of them goes into the cash receipts journal and which of them in the CPJ. So again, when we go through these transactions, step number 1, identify the type of transaction. Is it a cash receipts transaction or cash payment? Number 2, identify the source document. And then number 3, identify which journal. Transaction number 3, the owner, Donald Goodman, applied for a loan at Best Bank for $180,000. The loan was granted and the money paid into the business bank account. That means CRJ. Day 5, paid alert marketing agencies by EFT CPJ. Day 7, Prime Mechanics employs 3 assistants, each earning $2,000 per week. Made an EFT payment CPJ. Day 10, services rendered according to cash register roll CRJ. Day 14, received $12,990 from Wheels in respect of commission, CRJ. On the same day, received $15,870 services rendered, CRJ. On the same day, paid the weekly wages by electronic fund transfer, that means CPJ. Day 18, drew cash from the ATM, CPJ. Day 21, paid an EFT payment to CPJ. Paid the weekly wages, CPJ. Day 26, received cash, services rendered, CRJ. Day 27, transferred $10,000 from the business account to the savings account. That means money was taken out of our bank account to put into our savings account, CPJ. Paid RT traders by EFT, CPJ. Paid the weekly wages, CPJ. Day 30, received a cash refund, CRJ. Paid PAN agencies for the monthly rent by EFT, CPJ. Cash received for services rendered, CRJ. Paid the salary of the manager, CPJ. So once we've sorted out all the transactions, we are now going to complete first the CRJ and then the CPJ. A reminder, this is for explanation purpose, and that's why I'm doing first sorting out the transactions, then step number 2, focusing first on the CRJ and then the CPJ. If you're doing the activity and you want to do it at the same time, going through the list of transactions, taking it to the CRJ, taking it to the CPJ, there's no problem with that. Make sure that all your journals is always in date order. Starting with the cash receipts journal. On day 3, the owner, Ronald Goodman, applied for a loan at Best Bank for $180,000. The loan was granted at an interest rate of 13% per annum. The money was paid directly into the business account. Now, I don't care about that 13%, how much it will cost me per annum to borrow the money. What I care about now is that the business received money. How much should we receive? So we start off with bank statement. On day 3, from who did we receive the money? How much did we receive? $180,000. For what reason? Loan, and you have to name the bank, Best Bank. Although you did write the details in there, when we indicate it as the account loan, you have to name the bank as well. Day 10, services rendered according to the cash register roll amount to 27,320. Source document, cash register roll, day 10, from who, services rendered, how much, 27,320, was the only transaction on that day, so we draw a line. How much did we deposit in our bank account? 27,320. For what reason? For fee income. Day 14. 2 transactions on the same day. Received 12,990 from Wheel in respect of commission for sales of product. Issued receipt 12. Day 14. Duplicate receipt from who? Wheels. How much did we receive during the day? 12,990. For what reason? Commission income. Take note, I didn't say anything in bank. 2 transactions on the same day. Received 15,870 for cash for services rendered. Cash register roll. For what reason? Services rendered. How much did we receive during the day? 15,870. For what reason? Fee income. And now we can draw a line. How much did we deposit in total into our bank account? So we add those two together and we write the total. Day 26. Received cash for services rendered, 18,950. Day 26. Source document, cash register roll. From who? Services rendered. How much? 18,950. It was the only transaction on that day, so we draw a line. How much should we deposit? 18,950. For what reason? Fee income. Day 30. 2 transactions, same day. Received a cash refund from Brooklyn Traders, 1,390 for defective multimeter return. Now that multimeter, if you think about the type of business that we got, that will be regarded as our equipment, issued receipt. So we've purchased, but now we've returned it and we've got a cash refund back. This means we're going to start with the day 30, and my source document, duplicate receipt. They said issued a receipt. From who? Brooklyn Traders. How much? 1,390. For what reason? Equipment that was returned. So we got a refund. On the same day, cash register roll. For what reason? Services rendered. How much? 18,741. For what reason? Fee income. We don't show services rendered. The details goes in there. This is recorded as fee income. Now we can draw a line. How much in total did we deposit into our bank account? 20,131. When we are done with the CRJ, we total bank, fee income, and sundry accounts. From the CRJ, bank is debited, the rest is credited. So if I add those two, it should equal the 275,241. Next, we've got the CPJ, and the first transaction was on day 5. Paid Alert Marketing Agency to promote the business 7,800. This payment was recorded as EFT 159. We start off with day 5, EFT 159. Who did we pay? Alert Marketing Agencies. How much? 7,800. For what reason? Advertising. Day 7. Prime Drive Mechanics employs 3 assistants, each earning 12,000 per 5-day work week. Made an EFT payment to pay for weekly wages. We start with the source document EFT and the next number is 160. This happened on day 7 and we've paid our employees, and that's why my details are cash. How much did we pay? So each one of them earns 2,000. I've got 3 employees. In total, we paid 6,000. Money went out of our bank account. Why? Because of wages. Day 14. Paid the weekly wages by electronic fund transfer. Each employee was given a 100 Rand increase. Day 14. EFT 161. Details. Cash. Now each employee earns 2,100 times we've got 3 employees. So our new wages to be paid 6,300. Day 18, drew cash from the ATM to purchase oil, 600. On day 18, source document, ATM, cash, 600. For what reason? That will be regarded, that oil, as consumable stores. I consume it in my business. Day 21. Made an EFT payment to Midas to delivered materials for them, 4,800 less 10% trade discount. On the same day, paid the weekly wages by electronic fund transfer. One of the assistants took unpaid leave for 1 day. So these 2 transactions again are a little bit more challenging. The easy part is knowing where to take it. The difficult part is now just figuring out what is the amount. So we start with the first one. Trade discount means paid less on items purchased. So you could either say 4,800 times 10% and then subtract it, or you can say the original amount is equal to 100%. Minus 10% discount means that we're only going to pay 90% of that amount. We start with day 21, EFT. Who did we pay? Midas. Now 4,800 times 4,800 times 0,9 will give you exactly the same answer if you say 4,800 times 10% and then you subtract it. If you say 4,800 times 90 divided by 100, it will give you exactly the same answer as well. So just take note, there's different ways in accounting how we can get to exactly the same answer as long as we get to the same answer. Right. Then we go on to the next one. Paid the weekly wages on day 21. We don't need to write the date again. Now there's a calculation involved. So we've got 3 employees working for us. 2 of them worked for 5 days. That's why we're going to say 2,100 times 2. But one of them was unpaid leave, means no work, no pay. So they only worked for 4 days that week. That's why we first need to say 2,100 divided by 5 to find out how much did he earn per day. And then we're going to times it by 4 so that we can find out how much was his weekly wages. So in total, the wages for that week will be 5,880. Why did we make the payment? Because of wages. So take note, day 7, day 14, day 21, all of them, bank is credited, wages is debited. Just the amounts that are different. And that's where it becomes a bit more challenging, is when the transactions are given in this way, where calculation is involved. Day 27. Transfer 10,000 from the business current account to a savings account. It means on day 27, our source document is going to be bank statement. I took money from the business bank account and paid it into a savings account at Absa. That's why details, Absa Bank. Why did we make this payment? Because we put money into our savings account. On the same day, paid RD Traders by EFT for cleaning materials and a spanner set. 2 different items, same supplier. So it means that we start with EFT and the source document number. Who did we pay? RT Traders. For what? Cleaning materials will go under consumable stores, 1,450. Then we have the spanner set. That will form part of my equipment, 1,800. In total, we've paid them 3,250. So please take note of my approach when I complete this. Then on the same day, paid the weekly wages. That's why my details are cash. All assistants were present the whole week. So we cannot say 5,880 because one of them took 1 day off, unpaid leave. So now we need to go back day 14. What was our weekly wages? 6,300. And if you go even back further, you would remember we said how many employees do we've got and what do they earn after their increase. So that's why the total is 6,300. Day 30. Paid PAM agencies for the monthly rent by EFT. The rent per annum is 120,000. Next part of this transaction, paid the salary of the manager, Florist Boom, 21,450. Made a direct transfer into his bank account. So 2 different transactions, 2 different people, businesses on the same day, 2 different entries. We start with the first one. On day 30, EFT. Who did we pay? PAM agencies. They gave you the total rent per annum. They didn't say we paid them for the whole year. It says paid for the monthly rent. That's why we have to take 120,000 divided by 12. So just be careful. So 10,000 was paid for what? Rent expense. On the same day, bank statement, because a direct transfer was made into his bank account. Who did we pay? Florist Boom. How much did we pay? 21,450. And what will that be? His salary. Once we are done with all the transactions, we draw a line so that we can show what's the total of bank at the end of the month, wages, consumable stores, and sundry accounts. From the CPJ, bank is credited, the rest is debited. So if you add those totals, it should equal the same as in the bank column. So this was part 1 of this video where we've only focused on the cash receipts journal and the cash payment journal. In the next video, we're going to focus on completing all of these transactions on the accounting equation. And that's what I want you to realize throughout all these activities that we've done. When you do an activity and you get a transaction, you can practice it by completing the journals. You can use the same transactions by completing the accounting equation.